What's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast with Dave Crosland. I'm Scott McNally, guys, and all of our programming, it's brought to you by you, the people of Patreon. We are brought to you by evalbloodanalysis.com. You can get your lab work done by Dave. We're brought to you by Strom Sports Nutrition, great health and performance supplements for you. And they have performance supplements for your dog, believe it or not. You get joint support over there. If you're in the UK, shop with them. We also are brought to you by supplementsource.ca for our Canadians, and we are brought to you by truenutrition.com. Use our code THINK over there. We got a few people hanging with us in the live stream. BU just said hi, and Brian Farrick says hello, and we got some fun stuff lined up. So, of course, we're going to tackle your listener questions like we always do. Dave is an expert witness for the court system, testifying in cases related to PEDs. He's also an educator for the police and the military in the UK in regard to PEDs and other such nefarious compounds. But before we got started, we had a topic for you. One of our listeners had asked about like a quick summer cut cycle. So I thought, hey, why don't we make that into a topic? Quick summer cut cycles. We're talking, this isn't a contest prep. This isn't the big crazy cycles that guys did, decades ago. We're not talking about grams and grams of gear, but what would be a way to like get in there, hit it hard, spend 8 weeks where you're doing a bunch of cardio, training your butt off, eating right. Let's get a good transformation going. So by the time August hits, you're in pretty incredible shape. David, where do we start with this?
I would suggest, obviously, a test-based. Doesn't need to be particularly high, so you can keep tests down as low as sort of 300-400 if you wanted to. And then I'd be looking at probably non-aromatizing compounds. So we're looking maybe Mast or Primo, those sort of things.
Yep.
You're not going to need huge doses. We're not going contest shape. We really just need something to keep estrogen in check and to be muscle preservative.
Yes.
So it doesn't need to be massively high. You could comfortably do something like 300 tests, 300 mast, or 300 tests, 400 mast. 300, same ratios with Primo, and then look at potentially adding in some fat burners, either Clen, T3, something like that. Obviously, T3 is catabolic. The anabolics are going to offset that, but you may favor going more the Clen route. A lot of it depends on where you currently are and how much you're trying to lose.
It's true.
T3, I would say, would definitely be more of a consideration if you're going to be more aggressive, because you've got a lot to shift, whereas Clen, though a perfectly acceptable and efficient fat burner, would probably be more of my choice if we weren't having to drop tons of timber. So if you're only looking at 15-20 pound tidy up, then I think Clen's going to cut that really, really well. If you're wanting a more aggressive approach, then you're probably going to have to look at T3 and Clen together. You could add in GH, AM fasted, pre-cardio or something like that, but it's definitely a more expensive route to go. Good fat burner nonetheless, and has some other benefits from about general well-being and health, but it's a pricey option.
It's not as pricey as it used to be, Dave. If you get like a generic,
Yeah.
The generic is the market is getting more competitive. And so I'm with you, man. I feel like if you're, say, 2 units fasted, I mean, it's not going to be a huge game changer, but it's also not going to break the bank to add that in too. You might need like a kit for the whole run,
Yeah, you could probably get away with a 100 IU kit for the whole run. I'd probably go a little bit more than 2, but then I'd go every other day. So I'd probably do 3 or 4, but every other day. But the base ratio would work out the same.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you on all of this. What I'll add in too is just something I've noticed recently. I've had a couple guys that began working with me, and as a coach, you see a lot of people respond to diets, right? And if something isn't right, you can kind of see it, because you've seen this so many times. I know that once we get somebody into kind of like their baseline position, and then we say remove a small portion of carbs, I'm expecting to see a change, and that kind of gives me a gauge of, okay, how well is this person going to progress? I've had it happen a few times lately where I didn't see the changes I wanted. And the first time that happens, I'm like, okay, we just need to, pull a little bit more. So, or maybe add a little more cardio or both, right? We do that, still not seeing the changes I wanted. And then we start testing their blood sugar. And then I find out that maybe there's like some pre-diabetes going on here.
You'll learn to check your own blood sugar and check it often. That, along with a simple diet and exercise program, can help keep your diabetes under control.
I think that if you're in that camp, let's say that you aren't eating clean, let's say your insulin sensitivity is crap, just simply through cleaning up your diet and all that stuff, you can really correct those types of things in a lot of cases. But there are going to be some people who are more genetically predisposed to having blood sugar issues. So maybe even something like maybe Metformin, something like that, or Berberine would probably be the first place that I would go to. Just to really make sure that we're getting the blood sugar under control through the process. Because if you're not getting that under control, you can take all the gear you want, you can diet hard, and you're not going to get the same results,
No, I agree. And I just for information, I would say a HbA1c of 37 and above, or 36 and above, would definitely be something I'd be considering on actively looking to improve insulin sensitivity with.
Yeah, our scale's a little bit different, I think. I think we go to like a 5, 6.
You go percentage, yeah. So, so 5%, I think, is around 40.
Okay.
But there's plenty of conversion tables that will show you. But you would want to be sort of 4.4, 4.5 or below.
Yeah.
So if you were sort of 4.5, 4.6 or above, then I would say you actively want to look at starting to improve your insulin sensitivity.
Yeah. And I would say this too, Dave, that like
if I've got that conversion right, I'd double check that conversion.
Yeah. I'd say this, that if you're kind of at the top end and you're eating clean and all of that, especially like back to the blood sugar, if your blood sugar is on the higher end, because you could be like in the 90s and it's like, oh, you're still normal, you're still considered healthy. But as an athlete, as somebody who's eating really clean, I want you to be like more in the 70s in the morning. That would be more ideal. Like this isn't like, we're not going by like, how do you compare to the average American? You know what I mean? It's more like we're trying to look at like what's an optimal place to be for an athlete. So I'd like to see like in the 70s would be freaking awesome if we could get you there. But yeah, that just was one thought. And then like you said, T3, another thing for T3, if some people, I mean, I found that just a small dose, it's not the devil's in the dose with T3, right? So it could be super catabolic. We start getting up 50, 75 mics. That's getting really strong, but like a little 25, it just running in the background, split 2 times a day between meals or fasted. I think that could be a sweet little addition. I'm honestly with you. It sounds like we're going to probably do the same cycle, maybe 300 mass, 300 tests, something like that is probably where I would go. And it doesn't sound that sexy or incredible, but really, man, you could take that as far as you want it if you're pushing hard. So I love this idea though. I want to try to motivate our listeners today. Maybe guys are just kind of doing their thing. They're just cranking along. They don't have a lot of goals at the moment. Well, look, we're recording this at the beginning of June. If you were to get this rocking now and diet hard, really crank up the curve.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Really, beginning of July, young man.
Sorry. Beginning of July, or if you're watching this down the road, who knows what time it is. But I am imploring you guys, let's do this. Let's get on like a little 8-week kick of get some diet in there, get some cardio in there, and let's see, if we can tighten up and look better, feel better, and take your bodybuilding to the next level in that direction. What do you think, Dave?
Oh, we laying down a viewer challenge, are we?
I'll join them. If people will do it, I'll do it too. How about that?
All right. Well, how about this then? Let's lay down a challenge now, end of August, before and after pics. We will judge on the show. and we'll cobble together a prize from the sponsors or something. Yeah?
Hell yeah. I'm all down for that. You guys, how are we going to gauge it, though? Because people are doing, like, deep fakes now with their pictures and stuff. How are we going to know they're real?
All right, well, let's. They need to post they need to do a picture today.
Oh, okay. Well, this week. How about this week?
All right, this week, there's something that proves the date and time.
Yeah.
So it can be a newspaper or something of that nature. And then they need to do the picture at the end of August, again, proving date and time. And we're just going to have to... It needs to be same style picture, same setting, same lighting.
Yeah. No filters, no studio lighting, and no airbrushing your abs and...
Don't do a frontal pic with your stomach stuck out for the first one, then have a side chest angled like fuck on the second one. You know what I mean?
Right. No pushing your stomach out, and then
it's got to be a comparative pose, and we also want the numbers, so we want the weight loss numbers as well.
And listen, if you guys will do this, I will do it with you because I'm feeling motivated right now. I will do the diet too. All right, and we'll.
You know what?
What's that?
I won't.
I thought we were getting you motivated, Dave. I was waiting for it. Okay. I thought all of a sudden you got really excited and you're like, okay, let's all do it.
Yeah, but it's not fair on everyone else because I would just do such a dramatic transformation. So,
but Dave, I need a diet buddy though, Dave. I wanted you to be my diet buddy.
But I'm not your buddy full stop, so...
All right. I might not do all the gear stuff. I got to be completely transparent with you guys. I might not do all the gear stuff, but that said, we'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can cobble together for a little bit of, as Dave likes to call it, sports TRT. Maybe we'll go into the sports TRT realm. All right, enough of that. We're
looking at 8 to 9 weeks, but we'll make sure there's a decent prize package together for. What do you want to do? Do you want to do top 3?
Yeah, let's see what we get. Let's see what we get, man. Dude, if people are looking good, I want to reward them in some way. So, I mean, I bet you True Nutrition will jump on this. You know what? We have enough sponsors around the world that we could strong arm and force Rick over at Strom to give out a prize, right? If they're in the UK. And if they're in the U.S., I'll twist Dante's arm and see what they can do over here. If they're in Canada, we'll figure something. Maybe Supplement Source can send you something. They will too. I'm sure that Supplement Source would send you something out.
We will sort something to make it like it's not just a pile of crap. You know?
Yeah, for real. It'll be good.
I will send you some of my used underpants.
Oh God, thank you, Dave. That's exactly what we need. Yeah, we'll put together a good prize though. I could get one of our T-shirts and stuff like that sent out to you because I can get those sent anywhere. So anyway, let's jump into our listener questions. And guys, by the way, if you are new here, let me encourage you to subscribe to our show because a bunch of you who are watching, you enjoy, we appreciate that. But if you don't subscribe, we might not see you again. So let me encourage you to subscribe and hit the bell. That way, YouTube will let you know when the show is coming out again. If you're watching this live, we're actually kind of, maybe I shouldn't even say this. We're recording on the B channel. We're live on the B channel. I'm streaming to the B channel for YouTube. We have a YouTube B channel in case anything happened to the A channel. But let's not talk too much more about that. That's semi-secret. We do have a lot of listener questions, and if you guys want to take part in the next show, then you can definitely comment below. We had some follow-up questions from last week, Dave. We talked about fakes and counterfeits, which, we both concluded that there aren't nearly as many fakes today as there were, 20 years ago. Follow-up question, though, was no one talks about the websites. Are they legit? Some have been around for many years, and customers swear by them.
I think some of the lab-owned websites, yes. I'm not so sure about the generic supply sites. Some will be, no doubt, some will be. But I know a lot of the labs, particularly UK based, a lot of the labs have their own websites now.
Yeah, there's good sources out there online, and there's bad sources online too.
Yeah, that's same with anything, isn't it? I mean, that's generally more of a modern phenomena is the labs used to be very sort of almost secretive, in where they were based, or they wouldn't risk directly supplying to the end customer because they feared discovery.
Yeah,
but particularly in the UK because enforcement is so weak. And I mean, when I do the defense cases, the vast majority have been stumbled on due to something else rather than a direct, investigation into anabolic use. And very often, like I say, the labs now have moved to an online presence.
Yeah,
where you can directly access them through a site, which is to say is a more recent thing due to the lack of enforcement that they currently experience. Some of the online sources are definitely decent. It's one of them you're just going to have to go off somebody who's used them and can vouch for them personally. Otherwise, you're going to be a little bit stabbed in the dark with it.
Yeah. All right. How about this one? Tren Ace with Anadrol for cutting. Oxy.
There's no reason why Oxy can't be used in the cut. There's nothing particularly about the drug that would restrict fat loss. I mean, it's not really an estrogen-generating drug. Yes, it's a progestin, so it can affect the progesterone receptor, but it's not going to have a huge negative impact on fat loss. So I don't see any issue with that whatsoever. I mean, I'm not a fan of Tren, but that's me.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no denying it's useful in a cut. I think anyone that's used it in a cut has experienced it does have a positive in that sense.
You get a lot more. You can get a lot more fullness from it. It's commonly used in contest prep.
Yeah, I mean, it's very common for a loading period is Oxy use, and obviously it doesn't destroy physique. So why it's not more considered in a cut phase, I don't really know, because at the end of the day, if you can maintain strength, you're not only going to help maintain muscle mass, but you're also going to help with calorie burn because you're moving more load in a workout.
Yeah, I think this. So if you've got a good amount of body fat, I think that Anadrol is going to make you hold more water than if you are very lean, like more sub-Q water. So I think that could be part of it. I think that could be part of it. That would be my main concern. I don't really ever use it for long periods. In an off season, we've talked about this. Maybe for like just short windows, break through a strength plateau, and then in a contest prep specifically at the very end. Here's an example too. A couple of weeks ago, we asked the question, should Tren be used by competitors only? And here's the thing: should Anadrol be used in a cut cycle for a non-competitor? It's another one where I'd say no. And it's not because like you're not allowed to use Anadrol or it's too strong of a compound, but it's like what I'm looking for out of it is we get somebody absolutely peeled, right? And then they're dried out, they're flat, or they're flattened out, and then we start filling them up with carbs and we start drying them out, and then we start getting the Anadrol in there to just make things look rounder. This is all in the last week, of the show, so that we can have this like full round look for one day, on Saturday or whatever. Usually it shows Saturday, So it's like you could do that as a non-competitor, absolutely, but I'd rather have you on compounds. I guess I'm getting sidetracked here with this whole competitor, non-competitor topic again. I'd rather have you on compounds that you can look good all the time versus just like 1 hour of one day kind of thing. You know what I mean?
There is a risk of it being a short window of actual benefit when you look at it post diet in a way of trying to load.
Yeah.
Obviously, there is the risk of some sub-Q water without doubt, but it's not actually going to impact your fat loss. It's just going to make the visual appearance of your fat loss not quite as sharp.
Yeah, and I find that as a coach harder to navigate then. Like, well, are we losing fat or not? If everything's just blurred over.
I suppose a lot of it depends on why you're dieting. What are you dieting for? Are you dieting for a specific point? Be it, an event, not obviously not a competition in this scenario, but is it a specific event? Is it because you're going on holiday? Is it for a social event? Or are you just dieting to bring your body fat level to maintain a leaner physique?
Yeah.
And those will all factor into your considerations. The other thing is, is strength an issue for you? I mean, I know when I used to diet, very, very long time ago, the biggest head fuck I ever had or always had was when my strength dropped. That would really fry my brain. So from a point of view of longevity, for me, being able to maintain strength at that point is beneficial for me maintaining the diet. So, there's certain scenarios where these drugs can come in useful for the individual.
Yeah, I go with that. Honest question for the show. Is there any steroid that Dave has not taken? And also, what was his worst experience with side effects? We will forego the ultimate side effects that you ended up dealing with. And I know you weren't like a big sides guy, but what kind of sides, was there? Well, you got acne at one point, right? There, it was a cystic nodule, right?
I got a cystic acne. Yeah, that was a combination of pain meds due to the trapped nerve and the gear, and that was just an overall stress and toxicity. It wasn't specific to any individual compound.
Okay.
The drugs I particularly didn't like was, oh God, this escaped me. Fat loss. Heat. DMP.
Oh, DNP. You never took DNP?
No, I took DMP.
Oh.
Particularly didn't like DMP. I really struggled with that stuff. PGF2A was a bit of an experience.
But is there anything you hadn't taken? That's what he was asking.
Oh, I haven't. Let me think.
Well, we know you did DMP now, so there's that. What about Trenhex?
Yes, done Trenhex, done Trenace, done Trenenth, done Mtren. Done Check Drops, done Halo. No, actually, no, I haven't taken Halo. I've took Superdrol, but I've not taken Halo.
You want some?
No. Definitely not. Aggression was never anything I was short of.
Yeah.
Not for the gym. Let me put it that way. I was never short of aggression for the gym. I was always fired up to train.
Yeah.
Never done Halo.
Okay. You weren't missing much. You weren't missing much.
No,
I've always questioned Halo, Dave.
I've done EQ, but it was a long time ago.
Oh, DHB.
No, I've done DHB.
Oh, you have? Okay. We'd have to get to some pretty exotic stuff then, because I think we've covered just about everything there is to cover.
Never did much in the way of GHRP or anything like that. Never.
You weren't missing much. You weren't missing much then.
So never done much on apart from TB and I've done tech drops.
Yeah, so tech drops. Yeah.
Apart from the TB and BPC, I've never really done much in the peptide front. Never tried SARMs. Obviously, had no real reason to. But yeah, I think
SARMs don't count.
VAR, yes. Oxy, yes.
Yeah, we just
D-ball,
went through the whole list. We know you did
yes.
D-ball.
No. Methyl test 1, never done that.
Oh, never did methyl test. Okay.
No.
It's strong. It's strong. It was available here over the counter at the drug
you
store.
tend to find methyl test is often used as a substitute over here. When labs are trying to pull people's pants down, so they'll put methyl test in orals instead of putting in what it really should be.
D-ball and stuff. I've heard that before.
Yeah.
How about this one from Alfonso? He says, great show, guys. Thoughts on eating clean at fast food restaurants. He said he tried Chipotle for the first time, and the menu seems ideal for bodybuilding foods, lean protein and rice and veggies. Yeah, you could definitely eat clean there. In fact, when we went to the Olympia 2 years ago now, it was in Vegas. We ate at Chipotle like I think 4 out of 5 days. I mean, we're staying in a hotel room where you can't cook, which sucks. So you got to eat out everywhere you go. And Vegas pricing means that you're spending like $70 to take you and your wife out for just like a snack, basically. Like you split a burger or something, $70. We went to Chipotle for lunch a few times. And yeah, man, that's you could get it clean. I think here's my problem, Dave. My temptation is that when you're putting that stuff together, you're like, yeah, I want the guac and I want the sour cream, and yeah, I'll go with some of the cheese too. You know, same price either way.
I mean, I think doesn't even McDonald's do a grilled chicken wrap now?
I don't know. God, I never have even looked at that part of the menu at McDonald's. I go straight to the burgers and I'm done.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying anything. What's your favorite McDonald's, by the way?
It depends on the day, man. Sometimes I like a Big Mac, but generally God, no. I'll get the double cheeseburgers, the McDouble. In fact, there was a time in that was my diet every day, like meal 4 or 5 was 2 McDoubles, 2 medium fries, 2 apple pies.
I'm definitely a quarter pounder with cheese guy.
You like the quarter pounder. Do you guys have the double quarter pounder there?
We do now, yes. I do think, though, that the quarter pounder has the best ratio of meat to mustard to ketchup to salad to bread of everything they do.
It's a good burger. I'd go with that. I ate at McDonald's when I was there.
Anyway.
Twice. You bought me McDonald's, didn't you? Dave wouldn't let me pay for stuff, and we were on the way to the airport, and we drove.
Right.
We went through.
Whoa,
we went
Mister,
through,
I haven't got my wallet with me every day.
I'd pull my wallet out, and Dave would get angry with me. He was like, "Put that away." So when Dave comes here, I'm going to go broke. I'm sure, trying to feed him to return that favor. But we did. We got some breakfast sandwiches on our way to the airport. You remember that?
No, I don't, actually. I don't remember that at all.
All right. Yeah. Do you ever see now they have like the I went to a Burger King when we were traveling. We went to Canada the other week and I needed something to eat. And they have all the like the touch screen ordering now. Like you don't even walk up to the counter. You just go over to a machine and you press buttons.
Yeah, they've pretty much done that for most of the McDonald's. They still have the desk, but it's not commonly used.
Yeah.
It's all touchscreen now.
Do you guys have Chick-fil-A there?
No.
Yeah. Have you heard of it?
We've just started seeing Popeyes. Popeyes has turned up in a few places.
Oh, really? Huh.
We've just started getting Timmy Hortons.
Okay.
We do have Taco Bell, but it's even worse over here than it is in the States.
Oh, really? Huh.
Oh, it's fucking garbage over here.
Yeah?
Oh, it's really bad.
I have a friend that loves Taco Bell. It's like her favorite food.
It's crap at the best of times, but it's particularly bad over here. It has not traveled well at all.
Here's the thing. So when I've gone to Taco Bell, I get real confused because there's like 500 things on the menu. Like, I don't know, a chimichalupa, a flaming hot Cheeto thing. I don't know. So there's all these different things. I get overwhelmed and my brain doesn't know what to pick. So I'm like, can I just have 3 tacos, please? But they all taste the same no matter what you order anyway, so it doesn't matter.
And they all come out the same as well.
Yes. Matt Blevins is with us. He says, where's the cabbage? I see the cabbage over there next to Dave, back by the fan.
He's there.
Hi, Matt Blevins. All right. What else do we have here? We're going to make this one quick, by the way, guys. We gotta keep this one short today, unfortunately. I'm a competitor and a female. Love the show. Been listening since 2023 and haven't missed an episode. It would be awesome to hear more on female side of cycles. We need to get better at that. We always say that, Dave. When we talk about compounds.
What do we want to say in this particular case? I'm happy to talk about females as much as I can.
Yeah.
But I'm not quite sure what if she gives me some specific questions that would help.
Yeah, that would be good. And I think here's something we can do that we forget. And sometimes we remember. When we do like a compound profile, we try to make sure we include how would a female use this, or would this be applicable for a female?
Okay. Yeah, we can definitely do that. But yeah, there's any females, ladies, of the 5 that actually tune into this program, not including Matt Blevins.
Zinger, Matt.
If we can have your questions, please, to give us a foundation of which we can work on, that would be appreciated.
I like that idea. All right, I'm just going to read this. Oh, this is a comment related, I think, to our last episode. I've been around the world since 2002, and it amazes me. Still, many people think certain online suppliers are selling real pharma Sustanon, etc., non-stop, worldwide, and never out of stock. Example, many suppliers have a UK Sustanon in stock constantly. Yet, I'm in the UK, and Boots, which is a huge UK-wide pharmacy, has had supply issues and even gets Sustanon and Bear Nebido. It's even hard to get those via a proper UK medical supply chain. And I had to go a month without it once. Yet these online suppliers have non-stop sources of high-quality controlled UK medication. And some people honestly think it's legit. That's a good point, isn't it?
There was it's probably over 6 months now, but there was actually a time when Sustanon was incredibly difficult to get hold of, even for people that were under TRT prescribed treatment.
You told me that before.
The hospitals and the doctors, everybody was struggling for. No one could get hold of it at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, there has definitely been supply issues in the past, and like you said, these online supply. I've always said, if you're doing TRT and you're self-treating,
yeah,
I would never use Sustanon. I would always go for a single ester from a UGL supply chain.
Yeah,
because I've never seen Sus work correctly when it's UGL. The only time I've seen it work how it's designed to work is in a pharma situation.
Yeah. Craig says, I'm going to venture a guess to answer his question. Says, I saw a product called Mr. Test. Mr. Test. Does Mr. Crosland know if it is any good for a natural bodybuilder? I'm going to answer for Dave and say no. A product called Mr. Test is probably not going to do anything for you.
I'm not familiar with the product, so if you can provide us a link or something so we can actually look at the product, we can definitely give you an answer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm dubious on the offset, I have to admit.
All right. Oh, wow. Somebody said this. They said, used to watch you guys all the time until Scott basically said I was lying about my dosages. Hope all is well. Well, I don't know who you are, but okay. Take care. Thanks for stopping in.
Why did you do that, Scott?
I don't know.
You're an awful man.
Why would I assume that somebody was lying about their dosages?
I don't know. You're just an horrible asshole, aren't you? I mean, that's simple as that.
Yeah. There's that. Like that's all true. Berberine appears to give me the trots the following day. I don't take it regularly. Do I need to take it more often? Any tips?
Keep the dose low, and so a lot of berberine is, or a lot of advice around berberine is to do a single dose with your large carb meal.
Yeah.
Berberine and metformin, they can both upset your stomach. It's not uncommon. Where I would rather run berberine at a lower dose, but run it with every meal.
Yes, I like that idea.
So I would look at 250 milligrams across 5 times a day sort of thing, rather than a big 1,000 dose with one meal.
And that's so if you ask, it's hard though, Dave. Can you find tabs that are that low?
Yeah.
Because I generally find them at like 400 is what I see, 400 or 500.
500 is quite common, but you can get them lower. In fact, I actually think that Strom's Glycomax is dosed at 250 per tab.
Oh, well, there you go. You can shop.
It has other stuff in it as well. It does have other stuff in it as well as a GDA, but
yeah.
I'm sure the Berberine's about $250 a tab in Glycomax, so that's where I would normally send people.
Yeah.
And yeah, just use it as a lower dose more frequent than as a single dose at a high level. But it's not uncommon, so you're definitely not alone with that. And I know lots of people that get stomach issues around Berberine and also Metformin for that matter.
All right. I'm looking to see if we had anything else we should make sure we hit from the questions from last week. And the guy who had said that about me thinking he was lying, I apologize to you if I hurt your feelings and stuff. I don't even remember the situation, to be completely honest with you. But I don't like hurting people's feelings, or to me, honestly, man, if somebody's, I don't really care what somebody else is taking. So there's that too.
Well, apparently you did tell him he was a liar, and.
Yeah, I can't remember even the case.
I just think we need to sort of punish Scott.
All right. I think we have one more here that I did want to hit. We've talked about this before. HGH frag for fat loss, assuming fasted cardio. Is there any meaningful upside compared to regular GH? Dave?
Say that again.
Answer is, well, the only other thing you're going to get from it, HGH frag. The only benefit that you'll get from it outside of regular GH is that you may not have a negative effect on your blood sugar the way that GH could. That said, you're also going to miss out on all the other benefits of growth hormone. So there's that.
Right,
I would say with regular growth.
Going back to Craig Hilliard and his Mr. Test stuff.
Yes.
I've looked it up.
Oh, really? What is it?
Yes. Because I look after our viewers, unlike you, that just insults them.
You just did research.
I did.
Yeah.
So, from an ingredient profile, it reads pretty good, to be fair.
Yeah.
The issue would be the dosing, and I can't find what the dosing per ingredient is. But it's a test booster.
What's in it?
Tonka Ali, Turkesterone, Fedogia, horny goatweed, shilajit, zinc, ashwagandha, Vit D3, Berberine, and saw pimento. I wouldn't be too bothered about the saw pimento. Berberine is just going to, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, I always do, but it's going to just increase absorption. So I found the dosing. So Tonka Ali is 400 milligrams, Turkesterone is 400 milligrams, the mushroom shit is 400 milligrams, honey goatweed is 150, shilajit is 100, zinc is 30, ashwagandha is 100, and it is KSM 66.
Well, that's good.
Vit D is 2500, and Berberine, I can never say it right, is 10 milligrams. So it actually doesn't seem too bad.
What's the price on it?
£45.
Okay. So what is that in US talk? 60, 70 bucks?
55?
Okay.
60
so
maybe?
It's not a bad thing.
No.
I mean, we talked about turkesterone the other day, right? The other episode. And although for anybody, like the majority of us who are watching this program, we're more or less geared up. I don't think that it's going to be a huge benefit for us, but maybe for, like we were saying, a natty guy, it could be beneficial. I would think more or less, though, instead of getting that, how would that price compare to getting the turkesterone on its own and then also getting D-aspartic acid? You know what I'm saying? And then maybe adding in some Bulgarius tribulus on top of that. You doing some research?
Let me just check. Yeah, I am. So JP do a Turk and Trib, okay?
Okay.
It doesn't... let me check the dosings.
I would not buy a product called Mr. Test just out of principle. You know what I mean? That name.
It's not that. It's a terrible name. So JP's Turkesterone is 500 milligrams.
Okay.
And its Tribulus is 7 grams.
Is that the US based company? The
No.
JP stuff? Because I know he's got US based stuff. and I know who.
No,
he's.
that's the UK. Yeah, Donkey
Okay.
does his stuff, doesn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah. That's UK, but I would assume he's doing it as a US pro. So it's not badly dosed. You know what? I actually think that's worth a whirl as a natural. Yeah, I've seen some pretty impressive stuff with those types of products with naturals. To be honest.
Here's what you get with so the original product that Dante had come out with. I think this was the first Turkesterone product. Here was the label on that one.
Yeah, so they're all about the 500 mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's all right. It's not quite as high as Turkesterone, but it does have the Tonkat and the Shilajit in there as well. So it's more of a combo.
Yeah.
No, I think that's worth a whirl, mate.
And this is the Abolic. It is $59. Abolic, $59. Use code THINK if you got that from True Nutrition. Or I'll be honest, let's do this. So we've had a number of people asking about Turkesterone. If you are natural and you consider using Turkesterone, like you're not like doing some sort of a sales pitch, you're not working for somebody, seriously, let us know what results you get. Like, get labs, right? Let's see what you actually get out of it.
I've seen Turkesterone, Tonkat, Macaru. I've seen all those products put people at the high 20s, low 30s of natural testosterone.
Okay.
So it's not going to be a world of difference from a muscle point of view.
Yeah.
But it's definitely going to improve like well-being, sexual function, and recovery.
Okay.
But you're not getting 500 mg of test effects here. But as a natural for point of view recovery and well-being, you're definitely going to see some feel-good factor from that. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool. Sounds like you're doing all right over there, Dave. Dave's been having some more pain issues and stuff. Sounds like you're doing all right at the moment. You perked up.
I don't know if the painkillers are kicked or not, but it's short-lived.
All right. We needed to keep the show short today, though, guys. Dave's got a bunch of stuff going on, and we appreciate everybody tuning in. Let us know, like, if you want to take part in this 8-week transformation that we talked about. Let us know. If you guys are going to do it, then I will do it too. Like, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. And that would put us, so right now, the recording of the show is the beginning of July. So that would be August through September, which means we'll be ripped just in time for fall and putting on sweaters, I guess.
Oh, I would say that entry dates have to be in by the last week of August. I think that's the best way of doing it.
What do you mean, entry, like the
pictures? You submit the pictures by the end of August.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So shut-off will be the 31st of August. They have to be sent to us by the 31st of August.
But if you're going to do it, let me know, because that'll motivate me to do it too.
Well, I'm sure we'll get comments next week, but you have to have your entry days in by the 31st of August. Ideally, what people would do is send their start pictures now.
Yes.
And then they would send their transformation pictures by the end of August, along with their start picture again, because we will have lost it.
Yes. And yes, there is a prize for the transformation. We haven't figured out what it's going to be, but we're going to put something together. If you're in the UK, we're going to twist Strom's arm for a prize.
We will make it decent.
Yeah. If you're in the US, then we'll twist True Nutrition's arm. And if you're somewhere else, we'll figure something out. We'll make sure though that we actually give you guys something besides like just crap. It'll be something that'll be worthwhile. Plus, no matter what, everybody wins if you get in better shape, right, Dave?
Yep, you'll get a signed picture of Scott.
I don't think they want that. Signed picture of Dave? Can we do?
I don't think they definitely don't want that.
I want a signed picture of Dave for my gym. That'd be good.
Yes, do it. Prove him you weren't lying.
Who's it? I don't even know what this guy was talking about.
Yeah, but we're just going to give you shit for weeks now.
Yeah. All right. Well, do it, man. You do it. I want to see your transformation, and everybody else's too. Guys, thank you for tuning in. As always, listen, if you're watching this on the YouTube B channel right now, it's gonna go away. Okay, just a heads up. I just was doing a test on the YouTube B channel. It's going to come out as the show usually does every Monday, so you'll see it next week. All of that as it's usually released. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Comment with questions for the next show. We're gonna need those. And of course, go to crosslands.org. No, wait, don't go there.
Don't go there because there's no website.
Go to Dave's social media because you can reach out to him there because you're getting ready to do another Pillars, aren't you?
Yep, I do. And I can't say that username. It's basically the guy you accused of lying.
Oh, that lying guy?
there would be no better reward than making Scott eat his words.
I don't even know what my words were. Like I said, he lied about his doses? I don't know, man. I don't know.
You're a bad man.
Pillars, what is it? I'm trying to give you an opportunity here to tell the people.
Basically, it's a 7-week course where we look at the factors that make up muscular growth. So we do a week on diet. It's a hour to 2 hour session via Zoom. It is recorded. But we look at diet. It is basic when it comes to diet, and the reason it's basic is because I do think it's an area that's been significantly overdone.
Okay.
Then we look at training technique, hinges, levers, load points, how to correctly maximize the recruitment you're going to get out of any exercise you do, and you get a video library of exercise techniques. Then we look at drugs, how they work, how they impact you, what the individual drugs do, the tools in a toolbox approach, picking the right drugs for the right things, the factors that influence that, be it yourself, your goal, your health markers. We look at health implications, we look at reading bloods, we look at cycle design, we touch on mental health as well and the impacts there. And then the last week is a bit of any other business. So if there's any particular areas that we haven't covered, because I don't go into any detail really with growth and insulin. So we can cover that on the 7th week if people want to, or we can revisit something. The last week is very much directed by the people on the course.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool. Reach out to you, social media?
Yeah. Just get in touch with me, either Facebook or IG.
All right, and we'll have that stuff in the description, as well as check out our sponsors, TrueNutrition.com. Use our code THINK, SupplementSource.ca for Canadians, Strom Sports Nutrition for those of you in the UK, and thank you to everybody from Patreon. You guys are really helping to make this thing happen. For another episode of Drugs and Stuff with Dave Crosland, we will see you soon. Thanks, Christmas Cabbage. Dave and Christmas Cabbage, both. Bye.
Thank you, liar.
David.